Every time the Bills lose in the playoffs, the story is Josh Allen was failed. How can his teammates do this to him? They can never get over the hump because everybody finds a reason to soil his legacy. And that's been largely true. It bothers people like Donovan. It's been largely true for most of his career. In some ways, it was true in this game. But in many ways, Josh Allen lost this motherfucking game. This is the first one you look at him and say, you made some boneheaded ass mistakes. And what's frustrating is that's true. And that's a common thing in the quarterback reality in the NFL. It's hard to be a good playoff quarterback consistently. I don't think it's the end of the world, not overrated, nothing crazy takeaway wise, but he just played a poor game with big moments that went the other way and he made mistakes, right? The hard part is this game was unbelievably winnable. Unbelievably winnable. And with that being said, this season was unbelievably winnable for the Bills. Everything we said when Patrick Mahomes got eliminated from the playoffs and the Ravens clearly weren't the Ravens, this should be the year that the boogeymen are gone and Josh Allen gets his ring. All of that came 100% true to an even greater extent than we could have imagined. It was wide open. And yet, they had the biggest disaster first half I've ever seen in my life. 3 fumbles to start the game. Oh my God. Everything went the absolute worst case scenario. Fumble after fumble after fumble. You get a fumble recovery between the first and second one you gave up. Gets called back because of offsides. Unbelievable bad luck. Non-stop terrible mistake after terrible mistake. And in between those terrible mistakes, you're walking these motherfuckers down. Between the fuck-ups, they were unbelievably successful. At some point in the game, they had like a 70% success rate against one of the best defenses in the league. Josh Allen looked every bit like the Winter Soldier that you would want, and every time you got down there ready to score, they fumbled. The most frustrating way to watch your season go away in a one half of football happened to them. Unbelievable. And time about the second half.
No, we don't have to start with the second half. No, let's start with the 30 seconds before the second half, where Josh Allen completely, literally fumbles the ball in one of the worst turnovers that he's had in his career. Yeah, and gifts the Broncos 3 points. A lot of times when turnovers happen, someone would be like, "Oh, like that changed the game." But like if you actually like go back to it, the defense got to stop. So then like it really didn't matter as much as you thought. But like some things are different. They recovered the fumble, sent the field goal team out, field goal. Like it directly led to 3 points and a Bills team that was getting the ball back after half. So even if you didn't do anything on that specific drive, you could have still came out of halftime, scored a touchdown because you were having success. It could have been a tie game. Now it's a 10-point game going into half, and you really, really have to respond. And to their credit, somehow they ended up 24-23, and they scored 2 touchdowns. They got back. You could have been up. You could have been up by 4 instead of 1. You should have
beat the shit out of the Broncos
in
this game.
They should have. And
you should have beat the piss out of an elite defense. And the fumble on James Cook, they knocked it out. So we'll give that to them. James Cook is known to fumble, and it was a good play by the Broncos. The one you just mentioned, the Josh Allen fumble. And what was the other one in the first half? Because there's 3. Or was it coming right after the second half in the first drive? They fumbled again.
There's honestly too many.
I can't remember. A lot of them, like the Josh Allen one, were completely self-inflicted nonsense. If you just protect the ball and don't fumble, you can still throw your picks. If you just don't fumble, which I think in everybody's head feels more indefensible than a pick for a lot of reasons, right? You should have handled this team, and it should have been leading this game. What do we say? We fully respect the Broncos. Their defense is great. Their offense is fine. It's probably going to be good enough against a weak Bills defense. But with the way Josh Allen has been playing, he feels like he won't get dominated by a good defense. That the level he's playing, we have to go towards the quarterback and do the low-hanging fruit, minimizing the game thing, because he's playing so perfect. We were so close to seeing that if they just don't fumble the ball.
And if he doesn't doesn't fumble, if he doesn't turn the ball over, and it is given the stakes, it's absolutely the worst game Josh Allen has played
unbelievably
in his career.
Wow.
You have that fumble going into the second half. Then in the second half, the same way that they were going fumble for fumble in the first half.
Yeah.
We were texting back and forth in one of our group chats where every time a pick happened, it's like, well, it's a legacy drive for Bo Nix. And then Bo Nix turns the ball over. Well, it's a legacy drive for Josh Allen. Like, that game was so winnable on both sides. And there were so many opportunities for Buffalo to put that game away or to put immense pressure on Denver to respond. And they never, ever did it. And it's because Josh Allen failed. And he fumbled and he turned the ball over so many times. And the reason why, like, is it like does it suck for some people to be like, oh man, like this, it really does hurt to see Josh Allen like that. Like, yes, but also, and his whole teammates, you know, everybody was crying and they're saying like it's not Josh's fault. Like, he's the reason why we're here. Yes, of course, that's the point. Like, that's why it's so important that you have to take care of the ball, because you are going to be the reason that we win, and you are going to be the reason why we lose, because as we will discuss later, you are not getting help from somebody, not even on the sideline, that is up above in a box. He is not helping you or the other 53 people on that team out at all. And so Josh Allen has to be perfect. That's the only way that you were going to get there. And you weren't perfect. And forget about perfect.
He was far from perfect.
That's what I'm saying. Forget even about perfect. A 75% Josh Allen game wins this game. And he was far from that.
But that's what sucks though, is between the turnovers, he was insane. Like, that's such a mind-boggling way to lose a game for a Bills fan, because you watch.
But think about that statement.
No, obviously, yeah, for sure.
But between the 4 turnovers,
of course,
it can't happen.
Of course, but like a lot of bad games with a lot of turnovers, it's because everything's bad and the defense is winning the game, and it's a rough stretch. Like when Justin Herbert has 4 turnovers, they're getting shit on the whole game. They're not having Justin Herbert be God between the turnovers like Josh Allen was. That's a different mental, like, just input for a Bills fan. To see the vision of how you can win for 10 plays in a row, soiled. See it for 10 more plays in a row, soiled. That whiplash for 4 straight quarters is crazy. Especially you talk about the third quarter, and they got the lead back. They dug themselves out of that hole. And really through the defense, they really started blitzing the Broncos offense a lot and kind of got them uncomfortable and did enough to give themselves a chance again. And then the picks happened. Just unbelievably unfortunate range of emotions for a Bills fan with the specific way you went out.
Yeah, it's tough. But you had the picks. You had several missed throws by Josh Allen towards the end of the game. He missed Knox wide open. That could have sealed everything.
Just completely sailed that. Yeah.
You have the pick in overtime, underthrown balls. Like, those things just can't happen. And he did not play his best ball. And so now we're sitting here, and unfortunately, people have lost their jobs now. You know, like,
Sean McDermott has been fired. He's out of there.
That's where we're at with the Bills. And the one thing, or the people that I feel bad for the most are Bills fans, because this is the one year that you should have been able to at least get to the conference championship game, and it's not there.
No, they should have been in the Super Bowl. Like, we'll get to the Patriots. They should have been in the Super Bowl pretty easily.
Okay, yeah.
Like, they again, shout out the Broncos. The turnovers, like, it's a 2-way game. They earned many of those turnovers. The Bills should feel like they had the better team today. Or not even better team. They should feel like they had the better quarterback that could make them the better team, despite the fact that the Broncos had a better roster. And they could feel like they should have won. They can feel like if they would have played this game 20 times, that they would have won 18 of them. They can leave feeling that way.
Probably. And now
it doesn't fucking matter.
And now you have to go back next year, and you're going to have to deal with a revamped, right? We'll see what Mahomes is like post-injury, but you're going to have to deal with the Chiefs again. Hopefully, the Ravens get everything together. We can see a peak version of Lamar again. We'll see what Joe Burrow and the Bengals look like if they're able to get anything. The path is instantly so much harder next year, and you guys fumbled it away. And that's just like, that's the reality of the situation. And it's tough.
And it's tough because also, like, Josh Allen didn't have help at all in this game. So much was asked of him. He had to, like you said, he had to play like a superhero to win the games. We just know he can, and we know he didn't today. So, like, I think people are still going to, like, the criticism that he'll get versus, like, what Justin Herbert gets is very different, even though they both, like, were the reasons for their team's loss. Just obviously went very differently. One's 3 points, one's a lot better. But, like, the expectation of Josh Allen is so crazy because people were saying this is clearly the best quarterback in the league. People were saying that he's taken the mantle, that he is the guy that stands alone, even above Mahomes, above Lamar Jackson. Like, the pedestal that he's on, he has to have extreme conversation either way because he's that good and has that high of expectations that, sure, if you're a Bills fan, you want to defend him, that, like, he did a lot of good. The outside receivers, the game's on the line, throwing go balls to motherfucking Brandon Cooks over and over again in 2026. That is an outlandish statement. He should not be throwing go balls to Brandon Cooks. Brandon Bean, you are a criminal. This is an insane thing that he has to be relying on. Brandon Cooks coming down with the contested catch for the game that ended up an INT, right? All that is true. that kind of comes with the territory of being potentially one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
And you know why I don't give a damn?
What's up?
Patrick Mahomes was winning Super Bowls with MVS and McCall Hardman.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
if you are going to back-to-back Super Bowls, if you're going to say that he's QB1, if you're going to say that he's stolen the belt, that he stands alone, that he's all these things, that the Great White Hope is here and he has arrived and all of this stuff. If that is true, you got to get to the conference championship game with Brandon Cooks and don't tell me, because I understand everybody fumbled. Do not tell me that he didn't have help, because the thing that I regularly push back on, when he has no help, he has no weapons. You have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and you have one of the best running backs in the league who led the league in rushing this season.
Yeah.
Sure. That is help. I will say.
I cannot. I'm gonna push back on the idea that he has absolutely no help whatsoever,
Of course.
no weapons whatsoever.
But a run game alone does not constitute great situation at all. Like, it still is a bad situation, especially with the defensive talent. The secondary's played really good in the second half of the season.
I've seen Cam Newton get to a Super Bowl with Ted Ginn as wide receiver one.
Yeah, and had the same fate, got butt blasted.
Not in the division.
Who cares?
And what I'm saying is, if you are going to be, again, talked about at that level, I don't think that it is at that point the standard. To quote Mike Tomlin, the standard is the standard, and it's not some unreasonable thing to ask.
Sure, it definitely is not. Like, it's not good. Like, to have the defenses like, he played solid but didn't have this, and you can some of the fumbles, 9Ts, you can explain away that they aren't entirely his fault, which is true. Like, there is logical explanation there. It's just not going to matter when you're trying to defend him as the best quarterback in the league. The expectations are unrealistic when you're trying to be this level of guy. Like, you were held to an unrealistic standard for every other quarterback in the league, not named Patrick Mahomes.
Bro, at halftime of this game, or at least a couple of minutes right before halftime of this game, I remember I texted the group chat, damn, he's really winning this year. Josh Allen, he's really winning it this year. And then a couple of minutes in, I forget who fumbled, because again, there was so much. It was either James Cook or him.
Probably him.
It was the first, I was like, never mind.
It was the first fumble because it was early in the game. You said that.
Yeah, and then immediately I was like, never mind. We're playing in the chat.
Yeah, it felt like it should have been the year.
Yeah.
Also, so there's obviously that Brandon Cooks play that was really the decider of the game in some ways in the end of the game. I think it was end of regulation, where it ended up being an interception. Cooks came down with the catch, came to the ground, and it got snatched away from him as he was hitting the ground. Mm-hmm. That led to a bunch of controversy. It was the right call. It was an INT.
Yeah.
It looks crazy. When you slow-mo it, you can kind of see like, there's a second where his knee's down, the ball's in his hand, that it probably should have got reviewed more, because it is a very, very hard to officiate, like, weird bang-bang play that I don't know if I've ever seen that specific circumstance of he has like half control and his knees down, but then loses it like almost instantaneously. It was probably the right call, though.
Well, yeah, if he has half control and loses it instantaneously, you don't survive the ground. You don't survive you don't complete the process of a catch. Yeah. That's not a completion. Like, it's an interception.
Yeah, but when I say, I'm using the phrasing didn't have complete control because it was so bang bang, it kind of does look like, again, because of slow-mo, you can find the exact frame where it kind of does look like he has control with his knee down. It's just like instantly pulled out. That I see why it's led to so much consternation. Like, it is a complicated thing to explain to people.
The problem also is, if you are gonna, like, as soon as that happens, you rule it an interception on the field because it's so bang bang. There's not enough to overturn it to say he clearly had possession. He clearly was down, and the ball was ripped out afterwards. So regardless, if you like that play was going to be an interception no matter what. Mm-hmm. So it's like, again, it's a tough play. You also don't underthrow the ball, and it might not be there. So like, we might not be in that situation anyways. So it's tough and it sucks. And there were a lot of moments that could have went either way. That's literally the NFL as a whole.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you have to take advantage of every opportunity, and you didn't do that.
Oh, you know what else sucked for Bills fans? Watching the game be decided by PI hunting. Two successful PIs in a row. They were lobbing that bitch in the air, just moonballs. First one I thought was a little, I'm like, we really gotta let the game decided by that. Yeah. Second one, Tre'Davious White tackled his ass in the air, fucking crashed out, throwing his helmet around, yelling at the ref. You tackled the shit out of him, they're gonna call that. Like, obviously that was PI.
Yeah. If it was me, I would have punched the ref at that point. Like, we're losing.
Me, I would have ended my career.
Why not?
Listen, he's old, man.
Yeah. So that was funny, and it was smart strategy. And I'm sure, they're trying to catch the ball too. It wasn't just PI hunting, but
it's unethical. It's unethical.
A little bit, but
game's the game. Yeah, it's the game, but PI hunting is unethical.
I never knew that was the thing, bro. I never knew.
Game's the game.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
it really should be.
You purposely underthrow the ball so that people have to like come back and get, quote unquote, interfered with.
Worst case scenario, it's a contested catch or falls. Maybe you get lucky with the PI, and they did.
That's the equivalent of foul baiting, man.
And it's
That's
probably
nasty
not
work.
actually, the goal isn't actually, let me underthrow this, but like it's a nice little side effect of taking a deep shot
Yeah.
of like, you know, since in your mind, it could happen.
Facts.
Shameless.
But game is the game. Salute to them. Got away with the win by any means necessary against a team that, again, had Superman, that were favored to win by a lot of people in a close game, which you were the 1 seed, that you see why. Like, I'm sure even Bronco fans will tell you that, like, oh, I understand it now. I understand why a lot of people thought the Bills could win with Josh Allen. They got this close with this many turnovers. Yeah, we got away with it. But we forced a lot of turnovers. Our defense was dominant like we expected. So that's tough. Maybe you should have a better defense, Josh.
Don't turn the ball over 4
Damn.
times. Don't do that. I'm all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, just don't.
This man has a crazy agenda. I didn't even say any. That wasn't even defense of Josh
No.
Allen. He's ridiculous.
Listen,
That wasn't any
First of
defense of
all-
Josh Allen at all.
first
And
of
he
all-
was like, call him the great white bum.
I'm hypersensitive about this for other reasons. I just think that, listen, 4 turnovers is absolutely ridiculous, and it's crazy.
No one said it's not.
It's absolutely insane.
Stand down. Stand down.
And I refuse to have any other explanation as to why the Bills lost this game be as opposed to their star quarterback turned the ball over 4 times. That direct, especially when one, again, like the field goal, directly led to 3 points. Like, that is insanely tough.
Stand down. Stand down.
Very valid.
Relax.